Apparently, male birth control has passed its first human safety trial.
Okay.
Now, I don't know that this is necessarily the topic we normally would talk about here, but we here.
We are.
And we're going to talk about it.
Okay.
It says a new male birth control pill called YCT-529. They need to work on that name. But just passed the first safety test in humans. It works by temporarily stopping sperm production without messing with testosterone levels. And early signs show the effects can be reversed. The pill is still being tested in larger trials, but experts hope it could be available by the end of the decade. This comes as condom use is going down, and people are looking for more birth control options.
Condom use has gone down.
This comes from the New York Post. That's what it says.
Y'all, please be safe out there. Please. All right, what do you think of this? I'm worried about people's safety. I'm like, what is going on out here?
Dash is blown away. Like, wait a minute. Before we get to that, though, why y'all not out here using condoms?
Y'all gotta be safe out there, because
everybody just being loosey goosey. And that's dangerous.
Yeah, it's not nasty. I just mean, some of y'all be out there. Y'all should be careful. That's all I'm saying.
Well, it's not nasty like, ow, you nasty. It's nasty like, ooh, that's gross.
That's what I meant. Yeah. That's what I meant when I said it, but I didn't want to, I was trying to withdraw some of my shame. And I was trying to be less scornful of people.
That's funny.
I tried to pull it back a little bit and be understanding and just say, give them a little gentle parenting. Please use contraceptives.
I don't really like when articles say stuff like that without context, because right now we're being silly, but just to be serious for a second and then we could be silly again. They didn't provide any context. Is it because people are being more risky? Is it because people are having more long-term partners? It's because people are being married more. There's a lot of reasons why condom usage could.
Or is there less sex?
Right? All these things are possible. It could even be that there's less heterosexual sex happening, right? Some other sex don't really require a condom. There's lots of reasons this could be happening. It's like, just being serious for a second. We're gonna get back to silliness in just a second. But that's why I don't like when articles do that, because at least say why. If you're just gonna throw it out there, why is that happening? These articles like to throw shit out to try to make it seem like, oh yeah, wow, yeah, we definitely need it then. Also, condom usage does not necessarily tie to birth control. Like, condoms are not only for birth control and contraceptive usages.
Right.
So I see why
which
they
is
put
why
it there.
We were saying what we were saying. I think we were
exactly.
We were very much so talking about disease and whatnot that comes from not protecting yourself.
Right. That's where we went immediately. Excuse me. I was gonna say originally. Right. I mean immediately. Yeah. All right. Now back to the silly stuff. Male birth control. What you gonna do, Dash, when you out with a gentleman and his phone starts going off? Beep 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 beep. He says, "Oh, that's my alarm. Sorry, I just got to take this pill." He says, "I'm sorry. I just had to take my birth control."
I'm not gonna lie. Kind of a turn on.
You got to return home?
No, I said kind of a turn on.
Kind of a turn on. Oh, I think you said got to return home. I heard something totally different.
Look at him taking charge. Look at him making a choice to, just not have his business all over the place and risk of bringing a child into the world when he is not prepared to do so.
Okay.
I think that for so long, and I know jokes, but also let's be serious. For so long,
Okay.
women have had to take that responsibility and carry that. So
Yep.
while it does take two people to conceive a child, the onus has always really been on women because women are the ones who carry children. They're the ones who, at the end of the day, it's gonna lie with them what happens. So I think, oh, you're making faces. I feel like,
I was with you, and then you made a left turn. I'm like, I don't know.
well, because men can't conceive children.
Yeah, but men can put condoms on, and men do put condoms on. So
I'm
it's
not
not just women who have the onus.
okay. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that men don't. I'm not saying all men. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm saying that as far as outside of condom use, it's women who are relied upon to take birth control, alter their bodies however the birth control does. They're the ones who, if something does happen, if there's an oops moment, they're the ones who end up having to use a plan B. That's not, men
Well, that's
don't,
why I said I was with you. I'm
men,
with you on all. I was with you on all of that. So you
but
said
that's what I mean when I
only
say the
women.
onus is on, like, physiologically it just is. It's not, I'm not trying to somehow alienate men from any of this, but it's just, that's just physically, that's how it works. You
Sure, but there's
can't
plenty of steps
pre
before you get to that.
okay,
Yeah. Women
but
do
there
take
has,
the birth control, the plan B. I'm with you on all of that. But before we get to someone is pregnant, there's a lot of steps before that that can avoid pregnancy.
I agree, and I think that people should take those steps. I'm not saying that they shouldn't. I'm just saying, yeah, when it comes down to it, historically, men, when you do get to that point, okay, let's say people use condoms and a condom breaks, then you got to decide what you're going to do, right? A man can't go out and get birth control or get a plan B and make it go away. That's just not
Right.
possible.
I'm with you on all of those things. Yeah, those parts I'm with you.
But that's what I mean when, with what I'm saying. I'm not saying that two people can't take steps to not have that happen.
Well, I'll be taking the male birth control. I'm so ready. Sign me up. If I don't get a vasectomy first,
Mhm.
sign me up. I'm ready. If y'all listen, y'all need phase 2 clinical trials, let me know. Holler at me. I'll gladly take it. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta change the name. I can't be walking around saying I'm taking YCT 527 or whatever it was. You
I
gotta give
mean,
me some kind of cool name, you know what I mean?
you could just call it birth control.
You know what I mean? This guy like, sperm novi, you know what I'm saying? Some cool.
But no one walks. Women don't walk around saying I'm on ortho tricycline.
I know. I'm trying to go back to the yeah.
I'm
Yeah, I know. I don't know what the hell. Yeah, women don't. You don't know the name of them. You just know
you
she got to take her pill at 9
right,
p.m. That's it. Yeah.
right.
You're right.
Are you
Or
on
she
birth
got her
control?
period.
Yes, I'm on birth control. Or no, I'm not on birth control. Whatever it is, that's kind of the conversation there, right? If the conversation is being had, because y'all are apparently not using condoms, so you're probably not asking that question either.
Yeah, I should be. Yeah, I think contraceptives are great. I think especially when you are in a long-term relationship and you're not ready to conceive, I think birth control is great for those moments.
Yeah,
If you're out here wilding, sure, yeah, definitely should be on birth control. I don't think birth control is ever a bad option unless it's harming someone physically, right? Like there are some women who have been on birth control. The side effects have really jacked them up and they need to get off of it. I don't got no beef with that. But I think when it comes to family planning, keyword is planning, I think that birth control can be effective in helping that plan when the
right.
plan is later. And same thing, if you out here wilding, just gunslinging, and you don't want to be Nick Cannon with 22 kids
Pew,
and counting,
pew, pew.
then yeah, birth control is a good idea. The question is, will Nick Cannon take birth control? I think no.
No. And
As
I
he
think it's
says,
going to be.
even though a vasectomy. Yeah.
No, go on. Sorry.
Cannon said, even though a vasectomy is probably the responsible thing to do, he ain't getting. So I don't
Right.
think he'll take birth control.
He's not going to be on birth control, but I do think that it's an option, especially because, again, being serious, especially because there are instances where women cannot use birth control for one reason or another. So I think that, if your partner is able to do that and add that extra layer because you can't, I think that's great. I think this is actually a really good.
Right.
I think this is a good development. I know we're a ways off from it being distributed to the public, but I do think it's a step in the right direction. They've been talking about this for many years. And now that it seems like it's moving forward, at least it's in the clinical trial stage. So, it could go either way. They could decide that it really doesn't work. I thought it was really interesting that when you read that, it said that it doesn't affect testosterone. I thought that was really interesting considering when women take birth control, the hormones fluctuate, and we kind of all know that. So I was actually kind of surprised that they made that note there that it wouldn't.
Yeah, and I think it's an important note.
Yeah.
I was saying I think it's an important note because of exactly what you're saying. We do know many women's hormone levels are affected, so it is something to be curious about, something to look out for. And also, there is a group of men who want to make sure that they're not decreasing their testosterone. Also, as you get older as a man, your testosterone can drop to very low levels if you're not doing certain things. So if you're an older person, if Eddie Murphy want to get on the birth control, he want to make sure his testosterone is not affected because at his age, his testosterone levels are a lot lower than Eddie Murphy from the 80s.
You bring up age, and that's actually a good piece of it too, because I think one of the biggest differences between men and women is that men can get pretty freaking old and still have swimmers, whereas women get to a certain age and it becomes a lot harder to get pregnant. So I'm sure for some men, at least, maybe not Nick Cannon, like you said, but for some men, at least, they may want to slow that down or at least create some
Oh
sort of
yeah,
barrier.
when we finish potting, I'm calling my dad. Yo, man, what's up? You gonna get on this birth control? Because it's a good idea for you.
Now, how he get in it? But yeah,
So
so
good person who's still active. You know what I'm saying?
okay, all right. Well, listen, good for
Maybe
him.
you need to pop a pill.
I don't know. I'm not trying to be in your dad's business on the podcast, so I'm gonna move right along. But yeah, I think this is a good thing. I don't think it's a bad thing at all.
Yeah, I do too. Listen, y'all could both be on the pill. You know what I'm saying? Him and her. You know what I'm saying? Then nothing can happen.
Right.
Saying.
I think if it's safe for both people to be on it, then sure. Why not? But again, that prevents pregnancy. That doesn't do any of the other things that condoms do. And
And men, I just want to
practicing
let
safe.
you know. Yes, I agree. Nothing wrong with practicing safe sex. I was gonna say, men, I just want to let you know there's nothing wrong with getting.
All right. Why do you have a scissors?
It was nearby, so
It was
had to
nearby.
use the props.
Uh-huh. Yeah, no, there's
Yep.
nothing, there's no shame in it. If that's what you choose to do, obviously it's a choice and it's a life-changing choice. So it's not, I think it's so important for you to say that to men because I think that a lot of men would view it as, not a lot of men, some men would view it as some sort of strike to their manhood.
It can be reversed.
Yeah, but it's still a choice that you gotta be committed to it. It's not really a,
Absolutely.
turn the light switch on, turn the light switch off sort of thing. So
Well, I only say that because there are men who walk around acting like vasectomy means it's over, and there's actually a 10-year time period in which it can be reversed, and I don't think enough men know that. I think they just walk around seeing it as they're being neutered, and they can never procreate again, and that's incorrect. It can be reversed in a 10-year period. And also, if you've done, you've done. If you're walking around saying, I don't want any more kids, then why keep risking it every time you have sex? Just
right,
get clipped. I
right.
get the same way I am pro birth control, pro abortion. I am also pro vasectomy. To me, it's all in the same family of long term planning. And if you decide you're done, then there's no need for you to be 75. Like, man, is this young chick I just met? Is the nurse at the hospital going to be pregnant after this, quick sneaky fuck? Listen, you don't need that stress. Or if it
You
gets,
don't use that
50, 60
scenario.
years old. Exactly. Exactly. And if listen, older people are dating, right? Like if you're in your 50s, if you're 60s, and you're dating and doing your thing, you don't want to have to worry that this person who still can conceive is gonna get pregnant. Thanks, actually tried to mute my mic and it didn't work.
Mm. I was like, what do you do?
I was like, what? I felt the sneeze coming on, so I was like, let me mute my mic, and it didn't work.
Yeah, sometimes
Anyway, tech happens. Anyway, yeah, so that's all I think. I think, listen, as I get older, I want to minimize the angst of, uh-oh, what happened? Is this a risk? Is it not a risk?
right.
Whether you have a long-term partner or not, if you're just active, that's something that comes across
Right.
your mind where, what happened here? Did I make it all the way out? Is there a risk? There's all type of things that can happen, whether you think you got it or not. And just like, why have to have awkward conversations, awkward moments, the stress of, no, we have to wait till the next period comes around. Listen, just could do away with all of that. You know, imagine if Shannon Sharp got her pregnant. You see, getting clipped, you don't even got to worry about none of that. You can just enjoy your 23-year-olds and have a blast. That is sarcasm for those who cannot sense the jokiness in my voice.